Hello, and welcome to this special Q&A video with Andromedan contactee Alex Collier. In today's video, we're sharing an exclusive sneak peek from the latest webinar's question and answer session. If you'd like to dive deeper and watch the full webinar replay, it's available for just $6.99 over at alexcollier.tv, exclusively for our community of truth seekers. Before we get started, we'd be so grateful if you could like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to get notified of all new videos. Your support helps spread Alex's messages from the Andromedans to more people around the world. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Whether it's your thoughts, a question, or even just an emoji, every comment counts, and we read them all. Your feedback and engagement really make a difference. If you'd like to show a little extra support, consider clicking the Super Thanks button, the heart with a $sign, to give a tip. Every bit helps us continue to bring you more content from Alex Collier. Now, let's get into this special Q&A with Alex.
There are a number of YouTubers throwing dates around, such as October 29th and 30th, for an event. As I understand it, 3i Atlas docks behind the sun around those dates. We recently observed a massive flare from the far side of the sun towards Atlas, and wondering what your thoughts are. The GFL station on YouTube was also channeled, stating that 3i Atlas could trigger, quote, the event. We admire you and your team for all your work and follow religiously for reliable information. A big thank you from Amber Warren.
Thank you, Amber. That's very kind of you to say so. There's no doubt that 3i Atlas is an anomaly. And of course, there's all kinds of rumors and speculations of draconian, reptilian invasions and all this other nonsense. And that's what it is. It's nonsense. Something this large, does it trigger the sun? It is believed that it will, and it's believed that it has. What will it look like when it comes around from the other side? That's anyone's guess. Now, is this new? This 3i Atlas is not new. It's been traversing for quite some time. The older civilizations, star nations, know all about this thing. They have tracked it. It's on their charts. Maybe some of the newer civilizations, they're being read into the 3i Atlas, and their files are being updated because now they see it in real time passing through our solar system. And they're charting it, cataloging it. Many starships have been around it. They have used their technology to see in it, to see around it, to try to understand it, to communicate with it. For some star nations, this is a training lesson. For others, it's a first discovery. And for the older ones, older civilizations that have been aware of this and have followed it, maybe in other galaxies or throughout our galaxy, they're seeing an old friend. It all depends on the perspective of the consciousness that's looking at it. It's an anomaly for us. I don't trust the dates. Some people say it hasn't been through here for 1 billion years. How the hell would they know that? How would they know that? Is that their best guess? Because they don't know what they're talking about, most of them. For example, Antarctica. The ice is 20 million years old. Well, explain to me how Alexander the Great had maps of Antarctica without ice on it. Explain that to me. Okay, so you have to keep an open mind here. We don't know our history. It's intentionally been withheld from us, and everyone's giving their best guesstimate. Literally, their best guesstimate. So, and is it something to be worried about, Three-Eye Atlas? No, I don't believe so. I don't know. A lot of things cause solar flares. They just do. Have we learned some things from it? Yes, we'll probably find out in 10 or 25 years what we've learned from it. Okay, that's usually how long it takes for them to sift through all the energy and siphon out all the good stuff and give us just the bullshit. Okay, sorry, I'm still very cynical about the structure that we still live under. I know it's changing. I know it's changing. But so many of these groups, so many of these agencies have been secret, and everyone who works there is secret. And unless you clean house, it's going to be that way, because that's the only way they know how to act. And the only way they know how to behave is secret. So, it's interesting. I've heard some commenters say that they're very alarmed that Three-Eye Atlas doesn't have any living things aboard it, but yet there appear to be plasma consciousnesses within it that are running this machine, this ship, or whatever it actually is. And others again saying, well, we've been able to see through its field and see the surface of this thing, of this ship. And they're alarmed. Well, why are they alarmed? Why is it that anything new is something to be afraid of? Why is that? Why is it we have to be afraid of something we don't know? You set yourself up with that kind of consciousness to fear everything that isn't us. Well, we're not us. We're hybrids. Our ancient forefathers and foremothers openly talked and left written documents about their interaction with extraterrestrials, with off-worlders. Atlantis was an extraterrestrial colony. Lemuria was a colony of star travelers who chose to settle down and create a civilization in the Pacific. There's nothing new under the sun here at all. It's just a narrative, a narrative over and over and over again. Oh my God, this is not us. We need to be afraid. Not everything out there wants to hurt us. And there's some that are, but they're not here anymore. They're just not here anymore. The only ones that want to hurt us are those that are us, who have chosen a completely different path than the path of heart. And some of them have to be removed from the equation because they have gone so far that they're simply not human anymore. They look human, but they're not human inside anymore. They're not. And I know some of you just don't understand what I'm saying, but there are others that are listening know exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Elena talks about this, JP talks about this, Michael Sala talks about this, Billy Carson talks about this. Who else? I'm sure I'm leaving someone out. Our solar system is a parking lot right now. And I'd have given anything to have the valet concession so I could park the ships. It's nothing's from outside's going to come in here and hurt us. It's just not going to happen. All right. So whatever you hear in that regard is bullshit. Literally, it's bullshit. The danger is among us, and it's part of our own kind. Part of our own kind. That's what's left that has to be cleaned up. For the record. Okay? And it's being cleaned up. It's being addressed. It is, I swear to you, I promise to you, that it's being cleaned up. There's a lot going on. And this is why it is so important to ground yourself within your own soul, because that's where you're going to find the most reliable information. That's where you're going to feel the truth versus the narrative. And when you get to that place where you feel the truth because you are connected to soul and soul's connected to all, you will know what is truth and what is narrative. Many of you are already there. Most are not yet. They still want to go outside themselves for their answers instead of going within. That takes time. It just does. So, and that will be part of you guys that have already gotten that, stepping into your leadership, will be to share that information and to give examples and maybe show people how to do that, how to stop downloading all the noise that's outside of us, because most of it is just all narrative. You know, it's a program that's been playing to distract us, and it's been running forever to distract us from who we are, from settling into ourselves and our own personal power, to keep us off balance. That's what it's all about, the narrative, the noise, the external noise. It was to keep us completely off balance and outside of our personal power. They're such shitheads. They really are. God. You know? And the more we were off balance, the more they fed off of us. You know? God. So it's our social structure is changing. Pay attention to that. Space news is interesting. It is. There's an awful lot going on out there. But, you know, but let's look at the narrative of 3I Atlas. Okay? It's not a comet. They admitted that. They said it out loud. So what does that do? Well, it tells you that there's other life out there, right? And it's now more or less addressed as matter of fact. So that narrative has been changed. We're not the only ones. Like, you know, how many people actually thought we were? So now that has changed. Now we're not the only ones. So the narrative is changing. Okay. Which is interesting. Most people, it's very subtle. Okay, well, it's a spaceship. Wow, that's interesting. Well, yeah, and it's not ours. So what comes next? What part of that comes next? You have Elena. You have JP. You will have others coming forward from the teams to share their story and their interaction with Nordics and other groups and people, etc. Elena, it's Anunnaki and the Pleiadians. And then there's, my story. And there's others. There are many others that are coming forward now and sharing their story. The whole point is for where this ultimately is going is to open up humanity to the idea that we've never been alone. They've been here, both good and bad, have been here. We ourselves, as souls, have come from another realm, a dimension, to physically incarnate here in these hybrid bodies. Okay, so that if you take it all in context, we are extraterrestrials as well. And it would only be natural for us to want to get back in a starship and to explore the stars. That's where all this is going. But they're having to give it to us in slices, okay, a little bit at a time. Because of all the programming, because of the organized religions, all of those things that were designed to separate us from our connection to Source and our connection to the stars. So all those things have to be put back in place. And it's going to be remarkable. Many people are going to be absolutely blown away when they find out who they are. And it's so much fun. It's going to be so much fun to watch them just like, oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Each one of you are Skywalkers. Each one of you are Jedis. Yep. Thank you for that question. I took it a little bit further and made a right turn, but thank you for the question.
Thank you so much for watching today's question and answer video. If you enjoyed it, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to stay updated on new videos. Your support truly helps us spread Alex's messages from the Andromedans and reach more people. For those interested in the complete experience, remember that the full webinar replay is available for just $6.99 at alexcollier.tv. This is where you'll find Alex's in-depth insights and answers to more questions from our community. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment or drop an emoji below. We read every single comment, and your engagement really means a lot to us. To keep up with the latest from Alex Collier, you can visit alexcollier.org for more about his work, alexcollier.news to sign up for our email newsletter with the latest updates and exclusive content, and alexcollier.live for the most recent news and info. And don't miss our full library of over 250 past webinars on alexcollier.tv. Thanks again for supporting the work of Alex Collier. Your support makes it all possible, and we're truly grateful for each and every one of you. See you next time. If you would like to see the Andromedan contactee Alex Collier live via video stream, we hold a live online seminar every Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on upcoming live webinars, please visit alexcollier.org.